Take a quick opportunity to thank Coach and the entire ADT community for being so open and welcoming to me back in January of 2024. I came here for the pure purpose of wanting some extra spending money for coffee and manicures, believe it or not. And I soon realized when I got here that this was so much more than just coffee and manicures. It was a community of people. It was a community of traders who all have everyone's best interest. And I can't be more grateful for the opportunity. You know, because of ADT, I no longer have to work 9 to 5. Like, I no longer have to miss my kids' stuff. I get to be there for them. I get to get up every single day and I get to day trade with my people and I get to help the community. I never thought that I would ever have that freedom to be able to do that. So thank you, Coach, for creating this community at American Dream Trading. Thank you for pouring your heart and soul into this business. I am so grateful to be a moderator and to be a part of the team, and I look forward to where you go from here.
Welcome to the Aftermarket. You have entered the aftermarket. AmericanDreamTrading.com. Welcome. You are now in the aftermarket.
Coffee and manicures and hillbilly music. Dwight Yoakam. I love it. Should be a song, Ange. Coffee and manicures. I mean, seriously, maybe we make an ADT rap or something. Anyway, welcome to the aftermarket. If you're scared, say you're scared. Okay? Fear is dangerous. I think JFK said it best. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. When you're a trader, you can't afford fear. You can't afford fear because fear will make you do stuff that you don't want to do. Fear in life, period, let alone day trading. It's your own worst enemy, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight on the Aftermarket Stock Lounge. Couple of housekeeping rules, and we got a couple people in the backstage, so let me be quick. What's up, y'all? First, smash that like button. Make sure you are smashing the like button, hitting subscribe, and sharing the content. If nobody sees it but us, how are we going to help Coach grow? Okay, and who is Coach, you ask? Chad W. Christian, 32-year stock market veteran. He has traded in every market condition imaginable, and he trains us to do the same thing. He does not train us to chase call-outs. All right, we don't do that over here. We do call out stocks, but when we get to them, we know what to do with them because we've been taught entry points, support and resistance, how to get out of a losing trade, how to hold on to a winner. All right, so smash that like button and make sure you click AmericanDreamTrading.com. It is pinned to the top of that live chat, and also for you in the replay game, it's located in the description of this video. Go there to join. Right now, if you join the VIP membership for 6 months, you will also get the 6-month VIP upgrade, which is VIP Gold for free and all that comes with that. So make sure you do that. Second link is the Restream link. I've already got 2 people backstage. Let's get some more back there so we can come up here and talk about some of your most fearful moments when trading, okay, and how we can overcome this enemy of ours. And I heard Aaron say fear, false evidence appearing real. I've seen that written before somewhere. So yeah, that's what it is. It's false. It's not real. It's only a feeling, and it doesn't have the power to stop you from anything, only what you give it. All right. And third, yours truly's tip jar. All right. Thank you guys for the tips that I've gotten over the past couple of weeks. I appreciate you, Diesel, Dan, Maria, all you guys. Thank you so much for doing that. It does help me keep the lights on in here. So throw something in the tip jar to let me know I'm doing a good job. Let's go ahead and bring in Ange. And yeah, there was somebody back there named David. But I don't know if it was our David, but they're gone. Ange, coffee and manicures. What's up, honey? That is my favorite part. And then your face lights up when you said this is much more than coffee and manicures. Like,
yeah. Who'd have thought? Who'd have
thunk it, right?
I do believe, though, you should never create some hillbilly redneck song or something that you said, whatever that was.
Stop it.
I think that's a terrible
You've never heard Guitars and Cadillacs? It's called Guitars and Cadillacs. Look it up, Dwight Yoakam.
No, because is it country-ish?
It is very country. Dwight Yoakam's a country artist. I know you don't do country. I know. But coffee and manicures reminds me of Guitars and Cadillacs.
Okay.
Go figure. That's why.
Well, we're far past coffee and manicures. Although I do, on my social media page, every time I get a manicure, I always reminisce a bit, right, of where I started and where I'm going. So every single time. So you wanted to get that. You wanted to be able to have some extra money to do that. Yeah. Now you can probably buy the nail shop. You could probably invest in a Starbucks. Yeah, so now I tell my nail tech, like, if you can get this done in under an hour, you're going to get a really nice tip. And let me tell you, I'm probably one of his most favorite customers.
Yeah, I'm sure. I used to cut hair, so I know about that tipping at the booth thing, man. I
Yep,
used to kill it. I worked in a barber shop, so I used to kill it. I'd pull home what, two, three, four, $500 sometimes in a day just in tips.
that's
So
amazing.
yeah, it can happen.
I didn't have
Um,
a cool job like that, but that's okay. I got a cooler one now.
yeah, man. Me too. I
Yeah,
love that we're both here.
yeah.
Um, that was corporate America was pretty fun, but I have to admit, I tried driving a cab, I cut hair, I did stuff, I went off the beaten path from what I had done my entire life just to see how the other half lives. What's it like to be a cab driver? What's it like to work in a barber shop? And I had the best time. So hey, if you guys have never tried that and it's something that bartending, now I've never tried that. I've always wanted to try to be a bartender. And now, yeah, let me make your drink.
Well, be an accountant for 15 years and then let's talk because that is the boringest shit
That's why I didn't do
you
it.
ever do.
And I was interested in it at one time. That's exactly why I didn't do it. And now I love numbers, oddly enough. So I probably would get into it now. But yeah, back in the day, I sold life insurance. No. So yeah, no, you're not beat. Try selling life insurance. Made
No,
good money, couldn't do it. Because, I mean, who wants to talk about death all the time? So yeah, I got out of that. That was good money, though. Selling is good money, period. But yeah, speaking of which,
you know what's good money? You know what's good money, Don? I'll tell you a
trading,
secret. Following the instructions.
yeah, yeah. When it comes to trading or anything for that matter,
Yes.
yeah. I tell you what, there's a lot of people who, if they did follow instructions, that fear factor wouldn't be there because they would
Yes.
know what they were doing. I love what you said last night about creating the confidence from consistently doing it right.
Yeah.
And it was that's what people need. See, consistently doing it wrong creates the fear. And fear is dangerous. That's why I titled it that. When you're going into a trade and you're fearful, you're going to continue to do what you're fearful of. Lose money because you're manifesting and you're in a process of manifestation, and that fear brings about what it is that you fear. So that's why I say fear is dangerous. You ever have a panic attack?
I have, yeah.
I went through those for a couple years. And I didn't realize it was because I had cancer PTSD. It was always, thinking that I was going to die like in that moment. And my heart would start racing uncontrollably and I couldn't stop it. And in that created even more fear because I couldn't control my heartbeat. And I couldn't control thinking that I was going to die any moment. I could not control that thought. And it's so funny because it's clinically proven that you can mentally induce a panic attack, which mimics a heart attack. That's dangerous shit.
Mm-hmm.
You can kill yourself literally off through fearful thoughts. So you have to be careful what you allow to take over your mind and control you. And fear is the one thing that if you let that happen, you're not going to want to be here. You're just not going to want to be here.
Yep.
There are people that have taken themselves out because they couldn't stand to live in fear, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I meant by fear is dangerous. Now, as applies to trading, I mean, we could come up with all kinds of stories, Speaking of which, it was so weird because I remember telling Palm Coast about the story last night of me losing like five. I think it was either 5 or 700. I think it was 5. No, it might have been 7. I'm not sure which one it was now because I lost the 500 on one occasion. I lost 7 on another occasion, and I lost 6 on another occasion. And we're not going to go into that. But each time I went into trade, my heart would start beating. My hand, like really fast. My hands would get like sweaty, and all of a sudden I'm seeing myself losing money over and over again. And it's hard to overcome that, especially as a new trader. You know, you're thinking, shit, am I going to lose money again? So, you know, what combats that is, first off, you have to realize, again, it's just a thought. It's not real. Like Aaron said, it's false evidence appearing real. It's just a thought, and thoughts don't have the power over you. You have the power over them. So it's just a feeling. You have to learn how to control that feeling, which is controlling the emotions. You know, do you have any like memories of being like when you were a new trader trading fearfully?
I didn't really have much of that in the earliest stages. I'm noticing now as I'm starting to trade, like learn to trade a new strategy,
Yeah.
that I'm finding myself being extra careful, which is created a little bit of fear, right? Of making sure that I'm not trading, um, that I'm making sure that I'm trading paper and not real, right? Just following those consistencies of making sure that this is paper trade, this is not real trade, you know, while I'm doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I can definitely pinpoint that there are some fear factors in there, and still being a bit in the unknown in the learning process, right? So
Right.
going, it's getting harder and harder to remember like way back in the beginning when I started, because it's not that it's so far, like so long ago, but rather I'm so
You're
far
not the
past
same
that.
person.
I'm so far past it at this point. Like, I don't trade the same way now as I did 9 months ago. But
Mm-hmm.
looking into going into a new set of skill sets and strategies, there are some of those pinpointing things because now I do know a strategy, where I didn't before,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to be able to separate them and not have them mix, and still follow the rules, and make sure that I'm doing it exactly how it's supposed to be, because that's how I learn. I do things exactly how, and then I go on my paper account and I blow up my account again, going back to how I did it before. I go into my paper account and I blow it up. Why? Because I'd rather blow it up there versus in real money, so that I can identify when that's happening,
Mm-hmm.
and know when to get out if it goes red or whatever. Same difference with, in a trade, with the new strategy that I'm learning, same difference. Like, this is what happens if you don't pay attention and you go the wrong direction. This is what happens when you're not following all the rules, right? So, um, there's a certain level of fear there, and then, to put myself in this example, I have a lot of eyes watching me, and that is terrifying as hell.
Yeah.
That is so terrifying. I'm not one for the spotlight. That's really just not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning to embrace it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
learning to embrace a lot of things in my life, and that's okay, right? Like, it's all about growth, and it's all going to be fine. But
Absolutely.
when you have a lot of eyes watching you, you pay a little bit more attention to what you're supposed to be paying attention to.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are certain groups of people that are there to wait for you to cheer you on at the end,
Mm-hmm.
and there's people that are waiting there to watch you fail.
Yes.
And so there is a small bit of fear because I don't want to let people down, but I also don't want to let myself down. And so for
Which is
me,
most important.
I come first. Yes, exactly. So there's a lot of fear in a different way for me. Um, but I've learned, and I'm a very strong-willed person. I'm very, we've talked about this before. I'm a very hard person to crack. Um, um, and so for me, as long as I'm following the rules, I'm following the instructions, I'm doing exactly how I'm supposed to be. Yes, there's going to be wins. Yes, there's going to be losses. I can manage how much that loss is.
Yeah.
I can, really manage the gain on that too. But as long as I'm following the rules, it's going to be just fine, and people will see that, and maybe they'll learn too that discipline does matter, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, having that spotlight is terrifying.
I
It,
can
it,
imagine. It's, and me, I've kind of grown accustomed to it only because I've been doing live streams since long before being on Coach's channel. So I kind of got accustomed to it. I've I can speak in front of large groups of people with no issue because I don't know what it is. I think that was corporate training because I was a soup and I was one of those cheerleader soups that would get the whole damn call center riled up. And I don't know where that comes from, whether it's my mother, my father. I think it might have been my grandmom. So I don't have that fear, but sometimes I'm actually more fearful of a one-on-one. You know that? How crazy is that? I'm actually more fearful of the one-on-one because there a person can like see into your soul. You know what I mean? When you're just addressing a ton of people, that's different. You're just spreading yourself out. But when it's one person and you're one-on-one, there's a lot more to be accountable for. You have to be really, really, really present. And that scares me more than crowds, oddly enough. Go figure. F2.
That's crazy though, right? Like,
Yeah.
I have to cut you off, F2. But I'm going to have to leave here pretty soon to do mom things. But,
Okay.
I heard Coach say a few months ago that, he's an entertainer, and he can talk to people like this setting type stuff and then like the one-on-one style. But I think he said if he got in front of a group of people, it's hard on him. I can relate to that. You put me in front of an entire community of people and I would probably pass out. Not really, but like, I would be so just small groups is fine. But like I'm accustomed to this now. Like my early days coming on here was very different. It was very kind of shy, didn't really say much, but it's grown on me a little bit more now. But
you definitely come across a lot more confident than you did initially.
Yeah,
but
it's still
it's cool.
But yeah, in front of large groups of people, I'm like, I mean, I could do it, but after like the first time or two, but I don't know.
It's an adjustment. You could do it for sure. Just like training, and everything's like uncomfortable when you first start doing it.
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But, Angie, come on, you got to get over that. We need you to run for president, girl.
That's never happening.
I think you can handle it. You're an accountant. Come on, get this country in order, girl. You know how to crack the whip. You're good with money. We need you. He's like, F2, what do you think about fear? We could use F as in fear, right? What do you think about the whole fear factor in trading? Have you ever scared?
I think that fear could be used as motivation. That we don't need to think of fear as something horrible.
Interesting.
That way it keeps us on our toes. It keeps us from getting complacent, and it strives us for change.
Okay, so with that being said, I like that. I like that perspective because you could also look at it as though fear is a defense mechanism as well, which the body and the mind automatically do to protect us, right?
Right.
There are boxers that use fear to motivate them in the ring. You know what I mean? So I totally and completely get that. There are people who are fearful of all kinds of things like maybe being replaced in a relationship. Am I okay in this marriage, or is my job security there, or and they act out of fear in those things in a way that motivates them. But in this case, we're talking about the bad fear. And we sometimes as traders, when we're brand new, let that overtake us. And we got to stop doing that. We got to realize that what happened yesterday is in the past. You know what I mean? And leave it there. In no way, shape, or form should you go into a trade fearful, because it's going to cause you to, number one, not be your best self in that trade. Like Coach talks about playing the EWO, right? Well, if you are watching David or Coach or anybody that knows anything about the 2-minute EWO, and the entry point, which is obviously the second EWO bar, right? And if you're in a call, it's above BWAP. And obviously you want the other confluences to be there, but if they're not, at least you have those two main things, right? Well, if you get in there should be no reason, if you believe in the strategy and about support and resistance lines, that you should be fearful, right? So you've got to Angie's point, you've got to follow the rules. You've got to get down what you need to get down, because faith can be stronger than fear, right? And if you have faith in the strategy and you know how it works, then use it properly, and there should be no fear. You should be able to go into that trade knowing, okay, here's the situation. I'm in this trade. Here's the entry. I know it works when I do this, so I'm going to get in. Oh, well, wait a minute. There's a double top coming there. So I'm going to ride it as far as that double top, and then I'm going to see if it breaks and holds. If not, I'm going to get out. Instead of going in and guessing, is this going to work out? Not even looking to see if there's a double top, right? You have to know that there are things that you need to look for. And if you're prepared, that eliminates the fear, right?
Uh, but like, if you don't have, what's going to make you be cautious? Like, if you don't have what would make you be cautious that saying, oh, it's going to do this, and make sure that you're paying attention to it, if that makes sense. I'm getting it out.
Well, what I'm thinking, right? And you're saying that you should go in being caught. Well, okay, like to basically reiterate what I just said, if you go in prepared, right? If you go in prepared, there's no need for you to be worried about what's going to happen in that trade, because you've already got it planned out. Another way to do this is make sure you plan your trades. So, like we've heard Aaron talk about that, right? He goes in and he has a plan. He knows how he's getting in, when he's getting in, how long he's probably going to stay in that trade and getting out. Nate does the same thing. I do the same thing. Ange does the same thing. You got to plan it. And if it's planned, right, the only thing that can really ruin that plan is if there's a news catalyst that completely makes the stock do something different than what you expected it to do, right? Because we're going off of probabilities. So if you go into it and you have fear and you don't have faith in the strategy, then it's going to make you make moves, maybe jump out too early, maybe get in too late because you're hesitating, and then that's going to affect your outcome, right? Because ultimately you want to have a successful trade. It doesn't, at this point, the money really, it's weird saying it, but the money doesn't matter. That you made a successful trade matters. So, if anything, you should be making sure that you're focused on making a successful trade. That also, too, can help eliminate fear. If you're focused on what you're doing in that trade and you know what you should be doing, then you don't have time to be sitting there being scared, right? Because you know what you're doing and you're focused on that, not the fear. Again, fear is just a feeling that you're focused on. It's a thought. It's stuff that you're thinking of that's making you fearful. It's not anything real. Unless you make it real. You worried about the trade you made yesterday that you screwed up? Well, it's not yesterday. It's now. And if you studied and journaled and know what you did wrong, then you should be able to go into your new trade or be in the present moment and not have that fear, because all you know is you just don't have to do it like you did it yesterday. If you stayed in a trade too long and it was green and it went red, it's simple. Don't be scared of doing that. Don't be scared of yourself. Just stop doing dumb shit. Period. You know what I mean? You control that. So then there's no need to be fearful. But each person's different. So each person's different. Everybody doesn't have the ability to control that emotion like that. But you got to learn. If you're going to trade, you got to learn, right? A huge thing that Coach talks about is position size. You want to learn how to eliminate fear? Go in trades extremely small to the point where it doesn't matter if you lose the whole trade. Like if you go into a stock where it's like NEO. I bought a share of NEO today because NEO's been going to one freaking share. You think if that $6 goes against me, I'm going to be outside with a cup in my hand? No. Do I want to lose money? No. I mean, I'm still watching the trade because it could be $6,000. Either way, it shouldn't make a difference. A trade is a trade. Got to watch it. But because it's such a small position, there's no fear involved with the trade, right? And at some point, you're going to have larger trades. Like Nate and I was talking about this earlier. The trade he made today, where he made all that money, he wasn't as fearful. Why? Remember, we heard Nate go through a couple of panic attacks? Well, if you're constantly dealing with that, and you eventually will learn how to trade without that fear. He got over the fear because he did the thing that he feared, right? And he did it well. And he did it again. And it was a little less fear. Then he did it again, and it was a little less fear. Today, he had one of his biggest days ever, no panic attack. So you got to face your fear. You got to, in order to be able to overcome it, you got to go into these trades and know what you're doing and face the fear. Don't let it overtake you. You got to control it. You know? Peace out, Ange. F2, let's see who's down here, man.
All right.
Don't be scared to come up on the panel either, guys. F2 came up here.
Yeah, after the first time, it's not horrible. The first time you're nervous, but I'm getting over it, and I enjoy being up here. So
It's not that bad, right? I don't bite, and my breath doesn't stink today anyway. All right, we got artificial pains down there. What's up? Hey, Kyle. Miranda, how you doing, baby girl? Jay Netrix is down there. Welcome. F2 saying hi. Bucko 504, Ange. Artelon. What's up, everybody? Clark Nolan. Now, there's a new name. Hey, Clark, are you a member of American Dream Trading? Clark said, can someone help me with my premium membership? Okay, they probably already got this.
yeah, they're already working on it.
Okay, locked out of the Discord. Okay, cool. All right, we got Chris Brown in the house. What's up, Chris Brown? Juan, hello. Victoriano. Hey, Victoriano. I know you are a happy camper, bud. Dude, I'm so proud of you for sticking in there with Neo. I know you've played it on and off, but you have watched it meticulously and religiously, and you've awakened us to it. So, yeah, I went on ahead and got a share, man. I'm just going to let it sit there and do what it do. He said, hi, Dawn. Hey, panel. I'm pretty green today. Hope everyone... Nice. Hope everyone took a bite out of the cookie. Yes. They're taking bites out of the cookie, Eric Jr. Bucko 504's got a joke. Okay. What beats a really great female singer? Chris Brown. Yeah. At first, I'm like, okay, because that's weird because I thought about Chris Brown because there's a Chris Brown in the chat and I just read their name and I'm like, is it the Chris Brown? What beats a female? Look, thank God Rihanna's not in this chat, okay? Because I don't think she would appreciate that joke. You're terrible. Bucko, did you make a bad joke? Juan says, hey, what's going on, Juan? Kyle. Shit, is that all we have to do? Yeah, that's all we got to do, Kyle. That's it. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but I think I do. Nice, Dawn. I did that with Northwestern Financial Mutual back in 2011. What, get one share? Hudson, what's up, dude? How art thou? Whatever is consistently happening, Christina is saying, is what your thought process, right, is what your thought process will lean towards. If you're losing, right, consistently, you will feel you're going to, right, you're going to be losing, which creates that fear. Absolutely. What's up, Pebbles? Oh, and you left me up here alone to deal with Pebbles. Come on, girl. Love you, Pebbles. Look, the camera comes on. Pebbles. How are you, buddy?
Pretty good. I had a pretty good day today. I was actually in one trade for 13 minutes.
Was it an EWO?
Now,
You scalped something for 13 minutes? That's pretty good. What was it?
no, I didn't. Well, I did and I didn't. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we hear you. We did. You there?
No, I was in spy.
Okay. So did you get it when it was plummeting?
Yeah,
Nice. So you made some money. Cool.
yeah.
That's awesome. When did you get in? Around what time?
I got in at 9:27 and got out at 9:42.
Good for you. Good for you. So let me ask you this. Have you ever done that before with Spy?
Oh,
Did you have fear?
uh, absolutely. But I also had my
You said what now? You also had what?
I had my indicators, so that really helped me stay in the trade longer.
Okay,
And,
boom.
and I even had a stop in for a change.
For a change.
It never triggered. Came close.
Right? Well, I love that because that minimized your fear,
Yes, it did.
So that goes back to what we were talking about a few minutes ago, everybody. If you're prepared and you go in with your proper tools and the proper thought process, you the fear can be minimized, right?
Right.
And to F2's point, yeah, you're gonna always have a certain amount of fear. It's just innate. It's in us, okay? Because we're built that way. We have, back when we were being chased by dinosaurs, you have to have a certain amount of fear, but you have to be able to control that fear and not let that fear take over you. Like Christina said, if you're focused on the wrong type of fear, which is losing, 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 that's not going to help you. All right. Fear of not doing it the right way should be the only fear you should have. Because if you're doing it the right way, you're going to automatically be okay. You're going to make money.
Yeah, I only did 4 stocks today, but 3 of them are winners. So,
Well, good for you, man. That's a good ass ratio right there. What else did you play?
I played Nvidia.
Oh, man, you played some tough ones.
Um, uh, DHT, which is a tanker, and ET, which is oil pipeline.
Okay.
So,
You trade those two on a regular?
yeah, I trade them for real. So
Cool. You excited about Coach doing futures? You guys?
I'm not. I'm trying to make a. I'm on square one.
I got you. You trying to get this down before you venture off into anything else, right?
True. Yeah.
Maybe down the road, but right now I'm just happy that I'm figuring out the EWO and scalping a little bit and my 9, 21, and 55. That's all I need for now until we get a big bankroll and we can play around. So
Gotcha. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm so curious about it. I keep hearing so much about it. But yeah, it's totally understandable. You want to nail down the stuff that you're already doing, and then you'll be ready for it. So that'll be cool when he brings that in. KB said, "Sup, Dawn and team ADT. What's up with you, KB?" Christina said, "Had that too. Ambulance, hospital." Oh, okay. Probably talking about her mom. Christina, just stay strong, honey. I know you miss your mom how she was, but you know, you'll get through it. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? Palm Coast, what's up, bud? He said, "Hey, greetings." Kyle said, "I have to start being more disciplined, or I can't expect anything to change." The definition of insanity, right? So you can't keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result, right? Because it's never going to happen. If you are doing things like not watching for double tops, not watching for double bottoms, not watching for areas of concern like getting in at the top when it should be support, calls on support and puts on resistance, and doing things that constantly cause you to lose money, yeah, you're gonna be fearful. If you just jump in, it's almost to me like jumping out of an airplane now. If I don't have lines on the chart, or if I'm not looking at the L2 and seeing where some, areas of support and resistance are, it's like jumping out of an airplane, right? Without a parachute. You got a parachute, you're not as fearful because you know this parachute's there to save your life. You're going to have a softer landing instead of flattening yourself like a pancake, right? Unless your chute breaks, right? So if you jump out without the airplane, without the parachute, obviously you're going to be scared to death because you know you're falling to your death. You don't know, hey, it is what it is. Don't go in trades unprepared. Minimize the fear, right? Minimize it so that you can play it properly. Christina, and if you continue to think it, it will happen. Correct. You're manifesting. If you think you can or you can't, you're right. Right. If you think you can or you can't, you're right. Either way, Harlow is always saying that. That's like his favorite. He said, "Hey girl," like Christina. Hey girl, hey. All right, Christina's getting her shout outs down there. All right. All right, Christina's got another comment. You find once you follow the rules, there's so much more consistency. Yeah. Less anxiety, more confidence, more green. Very well said. Very well said. $100%. What's the name? Victoriano's agreeing with her. Clark Nolan said, "I joined premium membership yesterday." Okay, well, welcome. Welcome to the group. He said, "When I try to first, what's with all the caps? Are you doing that to help me with the eyesight thing? Because I feel like you're yelling at me."
He was having some problems getting into Discord with his account being banned or something, but Miranda got him straightened out.
Oh, cool beans. Thanks, Miranda, for doing that. Her and Arlo, they're on it, man. They are always on it. Speaking of which, where is Arlo? Arlo, where you at, girl?
Carlo's a girl, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Hi, Clark. Send email to. Okay, Miranda's got that covered. Palm Coast is thanking Miranda.
I murmur.
Murmur. Okay, so let's take a quick little commercial break, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up some of Coach's videos. We haven't done that in a while.
Say long. Long. Room up.
So when I found American Dream Trading, I was at a pretty bad spot in my life. I was desperately trying to find anything I could to better my life. And I found you, Coach, and my life changed. Everything changed. And I want to thank you. I'm not supposed to get like this. These people are amazing. This group, this family is amazing. I'm doing great now. If it can happen for me, it can happen for anyone. But I want to thank you, Coach, for not giving up on me and helping me to see that I shouldn't give up on myself.
We want to thank you, Christina, for being so awesome.
I think it's amazing how well she's doing now, and just like listening to her talk, it's like she went from being uncertain to now she is like nailing like names of candles and trades and
Right.
everything.
She's making it happen. And I think she probably overcame her fear in keeping in line with the topic, because no doubt Christina probably went in with fear if she wasn't sure about what she was doing, or if she had lost. And you could tell that she experienced that because she sounds like she's speaking from experience, right? So she shifted her mindset. And when she shifted her mindset, her results changed. Again, to just, back the other gentleman, you can't keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. You have to do something different to get something different, right? Let's see. Trading TSLQ, risk to reward. Okay, I haven't done this in a minute. Hold on. Oh, there we go. All right. Trading Teslac.
Tesla and at the same time Tesla. I want you guys to be able to see how we can execute this trade, right? If you were doing Tesla versus Tesla.
Like Lego.
Coach, I'm in Tesla puts 2 contract and I'm doing very well.
Thank you. Tesla continuing to crash. Don't forget, if you guys want to go the inverse, that's Teslac, correct? I want to show you guys what I'm doing here. Can you guys see my screen with Teslac? So if you couldn't be in Tesla puts or shorts to the downside, you should be buying Teslac, TSLQ. See how I'm doing it right here with these 500 shares? Now, the beauty of Teslac is that it is 2 times multiplier. So for every 1% that Tesla moves, this moves 2%. Make sense?
What's the difference with TSLL, Coach, between the Q?
One is bear and one is bull.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, TSLL is a mirror image of it, right? Where
I remember Jimmy used to love TSLQ.
TSLQ is the opposite.
Got it.
Yep.
So do we only play the Q when we're going to the put side?
If you have to buy shares only, yes, TSLQ will be when Tesla is going down, Teslac goes up, right?
Correct. Thank you.
Yep. Watching Tesla right here, you can see it bounced at 203. Let's take a peek. 204.50. Is it going to break above 204.50? Is this going to pop above up to VWAP, or is this going to be where it pulls back? Watching here now. Starting to get a little pullback here. I'm going to add a small position right here to see if it does want to come back down on Tesla, which means Teslac will go up. Yeah, Tesla's pulling off of that spot. So when it did, I bought into Teslac, as you guys can see on my screen, right? Now I'm allowing this to work. See if it'll stay down below that 204.50, because that's the area that it showed us as resistance. Now you guys can see I'm using a trailing stop here to protect me. Does everybody see that? To allow this to work, I've given it a 30 cents, so a large window to work around. And again, it's okay if it goes against me. I'm not trying to make a quick buck. I'm actually trying to have this pull all the way back down here again. There's not a ton of money into the trade. You can see now it's up 175 on the trade.
We literally just talked about that, right? Not a ton of money in it. He's trading very methodically, no fear, very robotic, and very even keeled. That's how you have to get yourself to that point.
It's pulling nicely here down to where I want it to go. There we go. Should be making some pretty decent money here now. See it? Now right here, I don't want to see a bounce. If it does, I'm just going to quick market sell this because that's a bounce spot, right? Yep, I'm going to take my money right there. That was a $300 trade. Did you guys see it? Now again, recap. Let me put it up on the big screen. What I was watching is I was watching Tesla here. So I saw it hit this spot right here. This is where I bought 500 shares. It did give me confirmation candle here. I added 500 shares for 1,000 total. As soon as it hit this level, this is where I got out. And then, of course, if it stays down here, I can always add back in again. Does this make sense, everybody? Why I did what I did, when I did it, and how I did it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Coach.
100%, Coach.
Yes.
Coach.
Good, good.
Hell yeah.
Why did you determine that that was a bounce point?
Because if you look at this right here and right here, this is where it was going to bounce. See it? This spot
Yes.
and this spot. And now this is supposed to bounce. If it doesn't, then I can buy it again for a lights out. See it?
Yes.
Or support and resistance lines, baby.
Yep. So the funny thing is I'm staring at Tesla, this is up here. I'm not even looking at my TSLQ chart at all. I'm watching Tesla. So right here, see Tesla pulling? I'm in that trade. See it pulling on Tesla? Now I've got my hand quickly set up right here on this market order if I need to get out, if it bounces. Because remember, this is a bounce spot, right? But we're going to let it work. It needs to work through this area.
This is why Coach trades with all this
basically
confidence, because he plans these trades out. He's had 32 years of screen time, and he gives us his knowledge all crammed into his lessons, right? So we don't have to go through 32 years of it. You know, people like Ange and Brady and Nate and Jimmy, they're proof of that, right? Christina?
203. If it pops to the upside, I get out. If it goes the way that I want, which is Tesla continues to drop, then I'm golden, right? Even though I have Tesla up on my primary.
Palmco sounds like he's got 32 years of experience, but you know, hey, gotta put the time in where it's worth it.
I'm watching my bottom left-hand corner, which is Tesla. Because remember, Tesla is going to follow Tesla. Notice I'm not worried about making money or not on the trade. I'm executing my trade the way that I see fit, right? And I want you guys to understand that. I don't want you guys to be like, oh, but I'm red, I can't get out. Bullshit, get out. I like the way that candle's pushing. There we go. I like the way that candle pushed down. Now this is a good spot. Yeah, I like it down there.
There's a seller's wick on that too. Look good.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it. That big wick. There it goes. So you guys
I like that. He was like, bullshit, get out. Just get out of there.
can see it's just slowly coming down. The other one's slowly going up, right? Because they're just inverse of each other. I want you guys to be able to see how we can execute this trade, right? If you were doing Tesla versus Teslac and TSLL and all the other things yesterday, this is what you should have been doing all day, right?
All right. That was a good lesson, you know? That was a good lesson. So when Coach was talking about all of that, there was no fear in his voice. There was no anxiety. He just talked through it methodically. Now, when he first started, he probably was all over the place. But as he got more and more experience and he became more and more aware of what he was doing and how to do it, the fear subsided. And now he trades. We've watched Coach lose thousands of dollars at a clip without blinking an eye. And then because he was able to keep an even keel, he was able to literally get it right back right in front of our eyes. So got to learn how to keep an even keel. Fear is dangerous when it comes to trading and when it comes to anything in life. Don't let fear take over you. You control it, you know. And with that being said, F2, did you have anything that you wanted to add before we get out of here?
No, just keep on with all you do with the aftermarket show, and thanks for letting me be on the panel, and thanks for always teaching. Every time I learn something new, every time I'm watch the show and stuff. So thank you.
Thanks, F. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to you. And I'm so proud of you that you're continuing the trade. I know they got you busy with work right now, but you know, continue to do well.
I'm doing all right. I've been paper trading SPY, trying to get my knowledge level up where I can call it out how Eric's does and things. And so far it is it's whooping my tail pretty well. So we'll keep paper trade till I get that one. But
yeah, keep paper trading on that one.
a lot. So
cool.
So I've been doing
well, that one hit home for you.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. Everybody down in the chat, I appreciate you. Christina, thank you for the words of wisdom. Palm, Ange, Miranda, everybody down there, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. And I'm going to end this as I normally do with Coach's Rules. So peace and blessings, and I will see you tomorrow on the flip side.
Yeah. Hey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Never lose more than 1 to 3% ever of your total account value in any given day. Always make sure you have stop losses on each and every single trade, whether it's shares or options. Make sure you guys are practicing base hits. Don't be trying to go for those home runs. Everybody be cool with that. Every once in a while you get the home runs, but that comes back to our other rule. Let the runners run and stop out the losers. All right? So if we're getting hammered on something and it's going against you, just get out of there. If you're new to trading, do not trade in the first 30 minutes of the day or the last hour, ever. And if you are new to trading, do not use real money. You should be using simulated trainers, and you can use them on all sorts of different accounts. TD has them. TradingView, you can do rewinds. There's all sorts of stuff. Don't come in with real money blowing up your account. That is not how you want to learn. I want to make you a stock market trader and not just another call-out chaser.